All right, folks, it's 5:30 in the morning. I've yet to get to sleep. But that's my issue, not yours. But I'm growing increasingly concerned about people's ability to understand. And I don't mean to be insulting. That's not the purpose of the video. But I'm very puzzled how people keep drawing outrageously ludicrous conclusions from videos. Perhaps it stems from the fact that people are Johnny-come-latelys and they're finding my channel and watching one video and asking 1,000 questions. And that's okay. But I'd encourage you to go to the playlist for the U.S. Refugee program on my channel and watch the videos. It will answer most of your questions. There's an odd question comes up now and then, but that's not really why I'm recording this at 5:30 in the morning when I haven't slept. Yet another comment on the video I did explaining to people about a South African who went to the U.S. Embassy for an interview. Let's be very clear about this, okay? The video proves that the process is underway, that they're trialing it to see what kind of reaction and response they get and how they're going to conduct these things. The fact that I mention how it went should encourage you. You shouldn't be drawing asinine conclusions and fraudulent outcomes from facts not in evidence. So many times now I've heard people say, well, I guess I have to be stabbed. I mean, assuming you're not being a smartass when you say that, how do you draw that conclusion? I simply explained to you that a government official interviewed someone. Have you ever worked with governments? Government officials are seldom sympathetic. They're simply there to do a perfunctory job, and that's why I asked the question, and the person I interviewed said that's how the gentleman was. And then when he was asked about why he's entering the program, it's because he's been discriminated against and he's been a victim of violent crime. So why do you draw the conclusion that you have to be a victim of violent crime? I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. Are people drinking Chibuku? Please listen to what's said. No one ever said you had to be a victim of violent crime. I've said this 1,000 times. President Trump has identified a class of people, that's a special category, under the Immigration and Naturalization Act of 1980. Okay? So technically, you probably won't have to prove jack squat if you're an Afrikaner. You just have to prove you're an Afrikaner, whatever that's going to be according to the U.S. government. But for some reason, people just do not listen. So it's growing frustrating. If you want to believe that you have to be a victim of violent crime and you can't come and it's only white people and it's only farmers, that's on you. None of that's in the statement. If people are too, I don't want to insult people. So if you can't be bothered to go look at the basic things that are available, people finding my videos obviously know how to use the internet to find a video. So maybe they should take a look at the White House's page and read the executive order and stop making conclusions that aren't based in fact. I've covered this many times. You're getting yourself all bound up for nothing. The video I produced about the interview should have given you hope, those of you who want to come to America, that the process is underway, that something's happening. Because all I've heard for over a month is people complaining, why is it taking so long? From people, obviously, that don't have any experience in law, don't have any experience in working in the diplomatic field, or working in refugee programs. And it's understandable because very few people have those experiences. But in just 40 days, they're already doing preliminary interviews of some people. That's incredibly encouraging. And instead, people turn it into some nightmare. You know, folks, this isn't immigration. It's refugee status. We allow people to come in our country out of the goodness of our heart. And we spend billions of dollars relocating people here and helping them get set up. So it's a bit rich for people to expect us to just let anybody walk in the door and just open the floodgates. That's what Joe Biden did. And look what we got, hundreds of thousands of Afghans who weren't vetted and brought millions of people illegally over our border and then allowed them to illegally apply for asylum. This isn't asylum, this is refugee. The government has a responsibility to ensure we get good people, not convicted felons, not criminals, not murderers, not rapists, and others. So almost none of you are that, but you have to understand that there has to be safety measures in here. It takes time, okay? So, no, you don't have to be a victim of violent crime, and no one ever said that. And no, you don't have to be a farmer. No one ever said that, except the people misleading you in South Africa. And if you choose to listen to them and then come argue with me because someone told you something that's wrong, I can't help you. I can't help you. I give you the place to go. These other people are telling you that, well, it's only farmers, it's only white people. Oh, you have to be no. Did they give you the receipts? They tell you where to go? I've told you what to read, what to find. I've identified the U.S. Embassy website. I've identified the executive order. I've identified the tweets or Truth Socials. And that's all that's out there. Beyond that, it's all analysis and experience. Anyway, folks, best of luck. Maybe now I can get some rest tonight. Cheers.